Disney spends billions crafting the perfect image: castles, clean streets, flawless parades, endless smiles. But behind the magic are places they'd rather you forget. Abandoned rides, shuttered parks, and decaying buildings holding failed visions. From Florida heat to overgrown jungles, these forgotten spaces tell stories Disney hides. Today, we explore 10 of them. If you're new, this channel uncovers the buried places and forgotten tales that most never see. Subscribe, because this list only scratches the surface. Let's dive in. Number 10. River Country, Walt Disney World, Florida. River Country was Disney's first water park, opening in 1976 on Bay Lake. Styled like an old-fashioned swimming hole, it had rope swings, rock-like slides, and a white sand beach. For over 20 years it was popular, but it closed in 2001, supposedly temporarily. Disney never reopened it. For nearly 2 decades, the park sat untouched, slides and changing rooms decaying, signage fading, a ghost park inside the world's most visited resort. Explorers who snuck in documented the eerie stillness. In 2019, Disney began demolishing it for a new resort, but River Country remains one of the most surreal abandoned spaces ever hidden in plain sight. Number 9. Discovery Island, Bay Lake, Florida. Next to Bay Lake, Discovery Island once thrived as a Disney zoological park from 1974 to 1999, home to exotic birds, tortoises, and lemurs. When Animal Kingdom opened, it became redundant and closed, left abandoned. In 2009, urban explorer Wesley Eiler illegally entered and documented collapsing buildings, overgrown paths, old cages, medical equipment, and dozens of dead birds, apparently from a mass vulture die-off. He was arrested, and Disney pressed charges, exposing the island's decay. Today, Discovery Island remains closed, overgrown, and untouched, a haunting relic of a once celebrated attraction sitting silently in the middle of Bay Lake. Number 8. Pleasure Island, downtown Disney, Florida. Pleasure Island was Disney's attempt to capture the adult nightlife market. It opened in 1989 as a complex of clubs, bars, and entertainment venues inside what is now Disney Springs. There was a comedy club, a country music hall, a 70s-themed disco, and a New Year's Eve celebration that happened every single night at midnight, complete with fireworks and a countdown. Disney closed the clubs in 2008, citing a desire to shift toward family-friendly entertainment. They kept the restaurants and retail, but the nightclub buildings were simply shuttered in place. For years, visitors walking through Disney Springs could look directly at the boarded-up facades of Mannequin's Dance Palace and the 8 Tracks Club. Empty, padlocked, the confetti from a decade of fake New Year's Eve celebrations presumably still somewhere inside. Most of the structures were eventually demolished, but their decade-long abandonment in the middle of one of Disney's most active commercial districts remains one of the stranger chapters in the company's history. Number 7. The Western River Expedition, Magic Kingdom. This one never even opened. When Walt Disney World was being designed, Imagineers planned an elaborate ride called the Western River Expedition, a boat journey through an animatronic Wild West intended to be the Florida park's answer to Pirates of the Caribbean. It was fully designed. The building was constructed. The queue area was built. Then park guests started demanding Pirates of the Caribbean, which existed in Disneyland but hadn't been built in Florida. Management caved. Pirates got the space. The Western River Expedition was canceled, and its purpose-built show building became the home of the Country Bear Jamboree instead. The original architectural bones of a ride that never existed are technically still inside the Magic Kingdom, repurposed and invisible, holding the ghost of an attraction that got within arm's reach of opening and then simply ceased to be. Number 6. Horizons, Epcot Center, Florida. Horizons opened with Epcot in 1982, showing optimistic visions of space colonies and ocean habitats. Beloved by visitors, it was the park's crown jewel. Disney closed it in 1999, citing maintenance costs. Mission: space didn't open until 2003, leaving the building empty for 4 years. When crews entered, ride vehicles were still on tracks, sets intact, and the Choose Your Own Tomorrow finale fully functional, simply switched off and abandoned. Fans and former employees consider its demolition a major loss in theme park history. Disney never expressed regret. Horizons remains a symbol of a future that was frozen in time and quietly erased. Number 5. Dick Tracy's Crime Stoppers, Disney MGM Studios. Disney MGM Studios opened in 1989, riding the wave of the Dick Tracy film. They built a dedicated shooting gallery attraction themed entirely around the movie. The film underperformed. The attraction lost its cultural relevance almost immediately. It was shuttered and left inside the park, the themed facades still visible to guests walking past for years. A reminder, in plain sight, of a bet Disney made and lost, and didn't bother to clean up. Number 4. The Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter, Magic Kingdom. Alien Encounter opened in the Magic Kingdom in 1995. It was dark. It was intense. It featured a malfunctioning teleportation experiment that unleashed a terrifying alien creature into a pitch-black room full of guests. People screamed. Children cried. Parents complained. Disney replaced it in 2003 with a Lilo and Stitch version of the same concept, which itself closed in 2008. The theater the attraction occupied was eventually repurposed, but for years, the bones of one of the most genuinely frightening experiences Disney ever put inside a family theme park sat dormant. A reminder that Disney once, for about 8 years, decided that terrifying small children was acceptable entertainment, and then quietly changed its mind. Number 3. Nara Dreamland, Nara, Japan. This one isn't a Disney property, but it cannot be left off this list. Nara Dreamland opened in Japan in 1961, designed explicitly as a replica of Disneyland. It had its own version of Sleeping Beauty's castle, its own Main Street, its own Matterhorn. For 2 decades, it was successful. Then the actual Disneyland Tokyo opened in 1983, and Nara Dreamland began a slow, irreversible decline. It closed in 2006. For over a decade afterward, it sat completely abandoned, a parallel universe Disney park, overgrown and decaying, with roller coasters still standing and castle spires visible above the tree line. Photographs of the site became some of the most widely shared urban exploration images in internet history. It was demolished in 2016, but for 10 years, it was a monument to what happens when the magic runs out and no one comes to take it down. A copy of a dream left to rot. Number 2. Disney's America, Haymarket, Virginia. In the early 1990s, Disney planned a massive American history theme park in Haymarket, Virginia, near Washington, D.C. The park would feature Civil War battlefields, Native American history, and the Industrial Revolution, Disney's vision of the American story. Backlash was swift. Historians, preservationists, and locals condemned it, arguing a theme park near actual battlefields was inappropriate. Facing mounting opposition, Disney canceled the project in 1994. The park was never built, but planning documents, concept art, and announcements remain, a detailed ghost of an ambitious project that nearly became reality before public pressure forced it to vanish. Number 1. The original Epcot. The most haunting, abandoned Disney project was never built. Walt Disney's original Epcot wasn't a theme park. It was meant to be a real, functioning city for 20,000 people under a climate-controlled dome. No cars, automated transport, constantly evolving technology, always improving. Walt imagined it as a place where design and industry would solve modern urban problems. He died in 1966 before construction began. Without him, Disney couldn't handle the legal and financial challenges of running a city. They kept the name and land, building a theme park instead. The Epcot he envisioned exists only in a short promotional film he made weeks before his death, describing the city with full conviction. Watching it today, knowing it was never built, is quietly devastating, a glimpse of a dream that died before it even started. Disney is very good at making you look exactly where they want you to look. But every abandoned water park, every canceled attraction, every shuttered pavilion, and every unrealized vision tells a version of the story they don't put in the brochure, the version where the magic had a budget. where the vision was too complicated, too expensive, or too far ahead of its time. These places are honest in a way the parks themselves are carefully designed not to be. If you made it to the end, subscribe. New video dropping soon, and it goes somewhere even Disney's PR team probably wishes we wouldn't.